In the morning edition, the Prime Minister addresses the BPL saga, the first night for the Torchbearers Convention, and it's Friday. Let's fly over to Grand Bahama. Friday is finally here and the weekend has begun. Welcome to the morning edition on this fabulous Friday. I'm Anita. Thanks for waking up to us. Let's check in on what our weekend weather is like with Bodeen and the Bank of the Bahamas weather report.
This weather report is sponsored by Bank of the Bahamas, the bank of solutions.
Good morning, Jim and Anita. Our ZNS tower cam is showing cloudy skies over the southern areas of New Providence, and that's supported by our satellite picture, which is showing a broad area of cloudiness associated with a mid-upper level trough over the northwest Bahamas, and that's also cutting in over the southeast Bahamas. We have a tropical wave on the surface. Those two systems will keep cloudiness and showers in the area today. Outside of our studios, we have some thunderstorms activity. 77 degrees is the current temperature. Relative humidity, 88%. South-southwest winds at 4 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,019.0 millibars. That is 30.01 inches, and it is falling. And your temperatures around the islands this morning: 82 in Marsh Harbor, Green Toll Key, and in Freeport, Grand Bahama. The Berry Islands, 82. 84 in Alistown, Bimini. 83 in Harbour Island. Rockstown, Eleuthera, Otterstown, Cat Island, 81 degrees. 81 in Staniel Key and Kemp's Bay, South Andros. Fresh Creek at 82 degrees. 81 in San Salvador and Rum Key. And as we take you into Ragged Island, Clarence, San Long Island, Crooked Island, they're all reporting 83, 84 in Betsy Bay, Magona, Acklands, Matthewtown, Inagua. The Turks and Caicos Islands at 83 degrees. And your Bodeen forecast for today: in the northwestern islands, southeast winds, they're going to be around 10 to 15 knots. The wave height's 2 to 4 feet. High tide 8:10 this morning, low tide at 2:15 in the afternoon. And for the central and southeastern islands today, east-southeast winds 12 to 18 knots, wave heights 3 to 6 feet. Caution flags up for your boaters in the central and southeastern Bahamas. That's going to do it for your first look at weather the morning edition. Stay tuned. Your forecast for today and tonight is still ahead.
Well, thanks, Basil. It's time for the Bahamas' first traffic report. Our Kelsey Johnson is standing by with the Morning Edition traffic team. Good morning, Kelsey.
The traffic report is sponsored by Bahamas First. First in insurance. Today, tomorrow.
Good morning, Anita. Good morning, Bahamas. We're here on Blue Hill Road, not too far from the historic Government House and Grey Cliff. Now, traffic officials want to remind the general public that when you're coming northbound on Blue Hill Road, to do so with extreme caution and care, especially watching out for those pedestrians who might be crossing right here at this particular joint. Now, joining me live on this morning show is Sergeant Jerron Thompson, who will also advise us about some road closures this morning. Good morning, Sergeant Thompson. Where can we expect to see some of the road closures this morning?
Good morning to you. Good morning, Bahamas. We have two full military funerals this morning. First funeral will be with Corporal Erica Taylor of the Department of Corrections. Our funeral service will be held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church on Old Trail Road. That funeral is expected to be going in from about 10 a.m. and that should conclude around about 12:30. We'd like to remind motorists in that area to exercise caution. If you can avoid that area, because there's going to be some disruption in traffic with respect to the funeral parade. And then after the funeral has commenced, it's going to be a convoy and a march. And the march will be from Rescue Mortuary at the junction of Prince Charles Drive and Soldier Road. And that march will be going to the Woodlawn Cemetery. And also we have Corporal James Taylor, 471. His funeral service is set to be at Hillview. That is on Tonic Island on the Hill, the Seventh-day Church. And that funeral is expected to go in at 11 a.m. So expect some disruption in traffic because we will have convoys and officials heading to that funeral. And that should be coming out at about 12:30, 1 p.m. So, and then we are going to be moving from between JFK in the area of the Red Cross Society to Lakeview Cemetery. So we like persons to exercise caution, and if you can avoid that area, avoid that area.
All right, thank you so much, Sergeant Thompson. Like Sergeant Thompson said, avoid some of these areas this morning. Back to you in the studio, Jim and Anita.
Well, thanks, Kelsey. Now to news. Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Hubert Minnis, making the power generation challenges experienced by the Bahamas Power and Light Company here in New Providence a top priority. Earlier this week, the board and executives of the country's power provider discussed the problems being experienced at its plants that have resulted in long hours of load shedding across the island. Now, Prime Minister Minnis told our news team in an exclusive telephone interview yesterday that his government will utilize all the resources needed to fix the problem immediately.
Comfort and quality of life in our economy is most important. The Bahamian populace are annoyed, and they are really fed up with the situation. And BPL has been told wherever they can source whatever additional equipment is necessary, this government will find the monies to ensure that the Bahamian populace receive that resolution.
Well, hundreds of young Bahamians from around the country packed the Melia Nassau Beach Resort's ballroom Thursday as the Free National Movement's Torchbearers Youth Association held its 2019 convention under the theme of Future Secured, #Access Granted. Our team on the ground spoke to First Vice President Gabrielle McKinsey.
Like the night was spectacular. It was beyond whatever we had imagined. I mean, so many young people from all walks of life came out to support our efforts, and they believe in what the Free National Movement is doing. And if they didn't believe in it, I believe that they left here being renewed and restored trust in the FNM.
In other news, President of the Bahamas Bar Association, Attorney Khalil Parker, renewing his call for a specialized family court to be established that will deal with divorce, matrimonial, and other family matters. Parker says a family court is necessary in order to ensure that family matters are taken out of the contentious litigation process.
Family matters are not best suited to some of the formula and the formats that they encounter when they come to the court. And I think that when we see that transition, we will see an ease in terms of securing payments and making payments and record keeping that would really alleviate the stress on both parties, the paying party and the receiving party, and so that everybody can have a better experience for the children, who are undoubtedly the real focus.
Well, the Environmental Health Department is an agency that works on many levels to protect the environment. However, the 70 employees of the vector control unit of the facility are hoping their work environment gets some attention. The roof leaks and there are even some patches of mold from residual moisture. For his part, Andrew Thompson, who has oversight for the area, explains what's being done to address employee concerns in what he terms as a long-standing matter.
It is a long-standing matter, and they have a valid concern. But we have made a request through ministry to the Ministry of Works. They have since done a design for us for the vector control offices, but we are trying to get that design now off paper and in action. And so we have been trying. It's been a long time, and I understand their concern, but it's not that we are not hearing their cry. It's that we don't have the capital item in our budget to do things that we need to do right away.
Well, we're going to take a break here, but when we come back, it's down to Grand Bahama. Stay close.
Look, it's simple. Fidelity can consolidate all your bills with their debt consolidation loan. Give you one monthly payment and money in your pocket.
So let me get this straight, Miss Financial Coach. You say something about cash in my pocket?
Yes.
And a savings plan with 5% interest? Wow, finally! A bank that's looking out for me. What you want me to sign?
That's not all. We also offer competitive interest rates and free financial coaching.
That's right, LD. You ain't hear me. Where do I sign?
This is a PSA from We Buy, You Sell. The protection of your businesses, homes, and families is very important. We Buy, You Sell offers the best in hurricane impact windows and doors designed to withstand all categories of hurricanes, with prices beating our competitors by up to 50%. We also specialize in porcelain, mosaic, and plank tiles. We Buy, You Sell. Located at number 163 Robinson Road. Call 677-2856 or 324-6427. We Buy, You Sell. Come and see us today.
Hepatitis is the inflammation of the liver, which is the organ responsible for filtering toxins from the body, producing bile for digestion, and producing proteins and clotting factors. The most important cause of hepatitis worldwide is viruses, of which there are 5 main types: A, B, C, D, and E. Hepatitis B and C are major health challenges globally, affecting over 300 million persons worldwide. The suspicion of hepatitis may be a challenge, as there are typically no symptoms. However, if infected, non-specific symptoms may include decreased appetite, nausea, vague abdominal discomfort, jaundice or yellow eyes, and abnormal liver function tests. If not treated, hepatitis of any type can lead to cirrhosis and liver cancer, which leads to over 1 million deaths worldwide. If you suspect you may have been exposed to the virus that causes hepatitis, talk to your doctor today and get tested.
This public service announcement is brought to you by the Public Hospitals Authority in conjunction with the Medical Association of the Bahamas and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Because I love to be connected to the Bahamian community. We always have something uplifting happening within our country.
Welcome back now to news from Grand Bahama. Our colleagues from the north have featured a determined businessman who has been a part of the community, making an honest living for many years. In this report, he shares what his days are usually like making hot dogs for his customers and shares a bit of advice for those who may be interested in becoming a business owner. Atalia Hall has more.
His face may look familiar because he is known for his popular hot dogs in the Grand Bahama community. Doyle Smith started his hot dog business, Unique Hot Dogs, a few years ago in the post office parking lot, but he's now located in the parking lot of Caribbean Electrical and Appliances on the corner of Yellow Pine Street. He says he is dedicated to his business, and every day he sets up at 11 a.m. and sometimes he does not leave until 7 p.m.
My passion was always to work for myself, and that's my drive. Even every day ain't gonna be the same. Every day is different. Some days are better than other, but that's my passion, to always to work for myself. So every day that give me the drive. Even when I don't feel like, I might come out little late once or twice, but I still will be here. You know, I try to be consistent as possible. It ain't easy trying to put something for yourself. Especially when you work on your own, that's your own drive, and I guess that's what keep pushing me.
Now, Smith says some days he sees up to 50 customers, and there are a wide range of hot dogs to choose from chili dogs to regular hot dogs and much more.
It's good because you get to share with people what you all about. You know, hot dogs. I put the chili, the cheese, the mushroom, the onions, the shredded cheese, the steak, all them stuff I add to that dog, the pickle.
And he is encouraging others who aren't doing anything positive with their lives to come up with a positive idea.
Find what move you, and you just go with it. Even although it might look dim, you still gotta keep chugging persistence. Persistence, break resistance. That's the key. You just gotta keep going at it and going at it. You know, you just gotta get that drive, and you gotta think of different ideas too. Some ideas what people don't have, what you feel, what you love, because that's what can move you to do something. Is something what you love to do, and that's what can keep you going each and every day.
It's Talia Hall, ZNS Network News.
Now, those hot dogs do look tasty. Artist Bodeen Johnson has seen a progressive development in her musical growth, where she now infuses more of an authentic Bahamian feel to it. She recently released the official video for her single Juicy Fruit, which does just that. Take a look.
Stop wasting time. It's juicy fruit in your sing that get up tonight. Every time you come round, you're looking for something.
Bodeen Victoria wants to make sure you're having a juicy summer with the video release of her single Juicy Fruit that gives a snapshot of Bahamian culture through layered meanings and also captures Bahamian craft.
That was inspired by Don't Touch Me Tomato, the George Simonette rendition. And I kind of channeled a little Maureen, a little Eloise, a little Therese into the character that's played out. I tell the story of a man that just keeps touching the fruit and don't want to buy. So you have influences from Swain and the Citations that Rick put into the instrumental itself. You have a little bit of Gino D inside there as well, and a whole lot of me.
Bodeen says the song was produced by Rick Carey and shot at the Dunkirk Art Gallery in Craft Cottage. A teacher by profession, Johnson says she applies her artistic and creative skills in the classroom as well.
I try to bring a bit of that Bahamian culture through English language and literature, which is what I teach, as opposed to some of the traditional ways that we teach. And so while there is a line, I find that incorporating a bit of entertainment in the way that I deliver the lessons and in the content of the lessons, the kids have a better appreciation of what it is to be truly Bahamian. And that's really what I really want. I want the kids to be able to see themselves in somebody that's going to be successful, or that is successful in music or in whichever creative field that they decide to go into.
She's performed locally on a number of platforms, and she offers this bit of advice for anyone looking to transition to music.
Honestly, I think that it's going to take some time for you as a young artist to figure out what your style is, what you like, and that comes through a whole lot of practice and experimentation. I started out as a poet, rapper, went into reggae, then went into soca, and now I'm doing Bahamian music more often, but I'm still doing soca as well. Be sure that you're consistent to yourself, or consistent with your brand, but you're true to yourself and you're true to the way that you want that brand presented.
And as for what's next?
Well, I'm working on a song. It's called Bodeen Pot, but it's also going to be kind of a Bahamian cooking series that is going to air exclusively on my IGTV and my Facebook pages. And that's because I realize a whole lot of people don't know how to make like pumpkin soup or like crab and grits, the old-fashioned way. They don't know anything about dry conch. And I know it may seem like a tangent, but you're going to see with my brand that it all comes together.
Good morning once again, Jim Anita. I am here with Lavardo Sands, and he is ready to pack his bags because he is headed to Virginia. Yes. Talk about all this show. What is coming up in Virginia? What can we expect from you and the crew in Virginia?
All right, good morning, Bahamas. The Bahamas is actually highlighted in Virginia this year to the World Arts Festival in Newport News, Virginia. The Cacique Award-winning Jungle Commandos was highlighted last year with their signature pop-up shop. This year, the Bahamas is highlighted again, and we had the opportunity to bring artists down to do rake and scrape. So myself, the headliner, Shine, along with Ebony, back with Synergy Bond. We'll be there next week Saturday. It could be a whole.
What are some of the songs can we expect you to sing or hear?
Ebony have like 6 songs she's gonna do. I have the hottest song of the summer, Feel Like Whining. I'll be performing that along with some other rake and scrape.
All right. Now, Jimmy, before we let Lavardo go, we're going to hear that hit song that he has, but we're going to tease you a bit and then bring it back to Lavardo. Back to you in the studio.
So what, I have to do it now? Okay. Yeah. This It's your boy Shine 242 Bahamas. And you all know how the thing go. Right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding. Say she's a beast, I'm a bigger beast and we raking. Up on one with motorbike cause we scraping. Yeah, right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding. Say she's a beast, I'm a bigger beast and we raking. Up on one with motorbike cause we scraping. Yeah. Say I've been on these rocky roads before, seen a few open doors, never learned. They reject me but still I come out more persistent. This is what I do, to myself to stay true. I don't worry about you, all that bird don't make a soup. I come here to carry on bad, mash up the place, me mad. Grab a little thing, most fun she ever had. Listen to what I say, you find out that I don't play. Like Sweet Emily say, still got to go my way. Cause I don't care what the people say, yes I'm turning up. When I re-shake my hand and say thanks for showing up. Cause I don't care what the people say, yes I'm turning up. Breaking script, I got things going my way. Right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding. Say she's a beast, I'm a bigger beast and we raking. Up on one with motorbike cause we scraping. Yeah, right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding. Say she's a beast, I'm a bigger beast and we raking. Up on one with motorbike cause we scraping. 242, watch it! Say give me a little rake and scrape. 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 Cause I don't care what the people say, yes I'm turning up. When I re-shake my hand and say thanks for showing up. Cause I don't care what the people say, yes I'm turning up. Rake and scrape, I got things going my way. Right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding.
Well, it's definitely a catchy tune. I see you attempting to do something over here, but I don't know what that is. I don't know if you feel like whining. We know you don't have no rhythm. But anyway, what's coming up in sports?
Well, it's going to be a big weekend for Special Olympics Bahamas. Their torch run is tomorrow through the streets of New Providence. We're going to talk about that.
Well, Stay Close Sports is up next.
Put your hands up in the air, whine like you don't care. Put your hands up in the air.
Every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we have a show and it's called Conversations with Christ. And it's a really, really good show because it's where we read the Bible and reflect on it for understanding. And the reason why we do it is because God said to give 10%. But if we only think of those 10% tithes as money, then we would be remiss, we'd be incorrect. What God really wants is our time. And so 6:30 p.m. every Sunday is where we take time out to read God's word for understanding. So it's that special 10% that we give back to God.
It's the OT with yours truly, Charles Fisher.
Buddy Hield and the Kings have their...
Buddy Hield seemed to be having the best season of his career. He had 32 points the other night. It was a bit disappointing, Shawnee Miller not winning the IAAF World Female Athlete of the Year. The high school rankings will soon be out. Tabernacle, the defending champion, CC Sweeting, they are always there. Who will it be this year? Each Monday on 1540 AM and 104.5 FM, it's the OT with yours truly, Charles Fisher. Good morning once again. It's a Friday, and come Saturday morning, the Bahamas Special Olympics torch run will be held. And joining us in the studio this morning is Constable 3941 Chad Brown. He's on the Special Olympics Steering Committee. And tell us about tomorrow's event. What time does it start and the route?
Good morning, Bahamas. The Special Olympics torch run begins at 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. It's starting at Chapter 1 Bookstore on University Boulevard. It'll be heading west on Farrington Road to the six-legged roundabout, and from the six-legged roundabout to the Stapleton School, where there'll be a host of events that will take place. They have the raffle. They also have activities for the kids, bocce, which is one of the major sports in Special Olympics. They have food that will be on sale, a grill out and chill at that time.
What is the importance of this torch run?
The Special Olympics torch run is an awareness run. It's not a race, it's an awareness run where law enforcement officers take to the streets carrying a flame of hope for special athletes to raise awareness and raise funding for the Special Olympics.
And this has been catching on for the last few years, especially by the Royal Bahamas Police and Defense Forces.
Yeah, it's one of the major things that we do for Special Olympics. Globally, the mission of law enforcement torch run in Special Olympics is 1, to raise awareness, and 2 is to raise funding for Special Olympics globally. We have more than 60 countries that partake in Special Olympics globally, raising the flame of hope for Special Olympics athletes all over the world.
Once again, the event starts at 9 o'clock tomorrow morning. We'll be going through the streets of New Providence out in the west, so we want everybody to come on down and support this venture.
Yes, we want all Bahamians under the sound of my voice to come out and support Special Olympics. Bring the kids out because it's an awareness run. We don't know when something like this can happen to you or your family, but we just encourage you to come out and support Special Olympics because it's for a worthy cause. All of your law enforcement agencies will be there partaking in this run, so just come on down and support Special Olympics Bahamas.
Thanks to that 3941 Chad Brown for joining us this morning on the Morning Edition. That's going to do it for sports, and I'll see you tomorrow morning on that run.
Every Sunday at 6:30 p.m. we have a show, and it's called Conversations with Christ. And it's a really, really good show because it's where we read the Bible and reflect on it for understanding. And the reason why we do it is because God said to give 10%. But if we only think of those 10% tithes as money, then we would be remiss, we'd be incorrect. What God really wants is our time. And so 6:30 p.m. every Sunday is where we take time out to read God's word for understanding. So it's that special 10% that we give back to God.
In our final look at weather in the tropics, nothing out there to talk about, and that will remain that way right through the weekend. But we do have that persistent upper level trough over the northwest Bahamas. We also have a tropical wave cutting through the southeast Bahamas. Those two systems will keep cloudy skies and occasional showers and thunderstorms in the mix during the course of today. Our forecast for today, interval of clouds and sunshine, showers and thunderstorms in the area, 91 degrees for your high temperature. And tonight, we're looking at partly cloudy once again with a few more showers developing late. The low temperature getting down to 79 degrees, and your extended weather forecast for the weekend looking pretty good over the weekend. Less showers in the forecast, and as we head into the early part of next week, more sunshine still. 90 degrees will hold right through Sunday. Jim, Anita?
Thanks, Basil. That's a wrap for us this week. Make sure to tune into the Morning Edition at 7 a.m. on Monday. For the entire Morning Edition team, I'm Anita Swain. Have a fantastic weekend, everyone.
Right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding. Say she's a beast, I'm a bigger beast and we raking. Up on one with motorbike cause we scraping. Yeah, right now I feel like whining. Shake that bump up on me cause we grinding. She's a beast, I'm a bigger beast and we raking. Up on one with motorbike cause we scraping. Yeah. See, I've been on these rocky roads before, seen a few open doors, never learned. They reject me, but still I come out more persistent. This is what I do, to myself I stay true. I don't worry about you, how that bird don't make a soup. I come here to carry on bad, mash up the place we mad. Grab a little thing most fun she ever had. Listen to what I say, you find out that I don't play. Like sweet Emily say, still got you on my way. Cause I don't care what the people say, yes I'm turning up. Whenever you shake my hand and say thanks for showing up. Cause I don't care what the people say, yes I'm turning up. Raking scraper got these going my way. Right now I feel
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.